Hey, host team. All right, here's the deal. It is week one of At the Movies, and I have a confession. I know this is going to be crazy, but in the past, I have not always been a fan of Build Week for At the Movies, and let me tell you why. So, I came here from Savannah, Georgia 4 years ago. And I came during the second week of At the Movies, and I just remember just being awestruck. Like, oh my gosh, look at all the work these people have put in to make this happen. They really want to make sure that people that are far from God will come to this place so that they can experience life change with God. And I remember just being so stoked about it. Well, the next year came around, and it was time for Build Week, and I had some things going on in my personal life that were calling for a lot of attention, and it made me not fully here during At the Movies Build Week, and I resented the long hours. It was like, oh my gosh, it would hit 1 o'clock in the morning, and when are we going home? Just because I was not focused on At the Movies, I was focused on those other things. So then the next year, which was 2 years ago, I found out some things. I was building Black Panther for our Marvel build at South OKC, and during that I found out some very traumatic things that inevitably led to the end of my marriage. So anyway, that just kind of resonated in my brain because 2 years in a row I had those problems. And so last year, I don't know if you remember this or not, but I was the girl sitting out on the back patio painting mushrooms and just not speaking to anyone because I had only been here for 3 weeks and I had only been divorced for 3 weeks. And all I could think about was the 2 years previous and what led up to the divorce. So At the Movies has just, not been a great experience for me. But I don't know what happened other than to say, Jesus. This past year has been such a year of healing for me, and I've been able to see how God has taken all of those things and He's redeemed things in my life, things that I thought were hopeless. Like, how can you take something so bad and turn it around for good? But I've talked about this before. He did. He has. And when I realized that, At the Movies is coming, for some reason, it was like God transformed it in my soul, and it became that whole thing of redemption. What was a source of pain for me became the greatest joy. And I was able to be at Build Week, and when 1 o'clock in the morning rolled around, I was like, let's keep going. It was so much fun. But this is what I want you to get out of this. Everybody's looking for that. Everybody is looking for their hurts to be redeemed. For God to take that hurt and turn it around and reframe it to be something beautiful. Isn't that what we all want for those things in our lives that we just feel are just hopeless? And here's the thing, He can, and He will, and He does. Every person that's going to walk in these doors in the next 4 weeks, they're looking for redemption. That's what they're looking for. And we've set the stage. And as Bob Goff says, we're not the one that brings these people here. It's the Holy Spirit. It's Jesus. He's bringing them to us, not for the next 4 weeks, but to start within the next 4 weeks and to just keep going. So, this is what I want to ask you. Are you going to be a part of what the Holy Spirit is doing? Drawing people who are far from God. Some people aren't far from God, but they're broken. People like me. And people like some of you guys. Some of you guys are going through some really tough stuff. He's drawing people who are at the height of their joy. Whatever they are, wherever they are in their process, we want to come alongside of them. We want to be there and partner with Jesus, with the Holy Spirit, and say, I'm yours, Lord. Send me. So, this is what we're going to ask. the next 4 weeks, will you please commit to serving your regularly scheduled service? And if you can't, so say you usually serve at 10 o'clock and you've got to work every week or whatever, serve at 4 o'clock or 5:30. Change your services just for that 4 weeks or for one of the weeks, whatever it is. And then if you would, serve an extra service. Because guys, I want you to be on the cusp of what the Holy Spirit is doing here. All it takes is asking someone, have you heard about the movies? And you will hear story upon story of people whose lives have been changed because of At the Movies. So be a part of it, guys. And listen, if the Holy Spirit's not enough to get you here, we get some swanky sunglasses this week. I meant to bring them in. Dadgummit. But anyway, they say host team on them, and you will get a pair of sunglasses if you are serving during At the Movies. So I hope every single one of you will be here because redemption is waiting. It is waiting. It is waiting for you, and it is waiting for every person that walks in our doors. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. And whoever finds God finds life. That code word you were looking for, it's hey, hey.